Hello, everyone. This is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horn. And I'll bring you back to back videos tonight. Back to back videos, but the second video is titled Stop Taking Unnecessary Steps with Young, Beautiful Women. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. That's all I can say is get your copies. Groundbreaking, life-changing, revolutionary books. You got to get your copies, man. Great word and revelation in these books. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Continue to help me to get pushed up the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these messages. I'll engage with you. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And let's get right to it. Stop taking extra steps, additional steps with the young, beautiful women. And this is a story time video. I can remember, this was 8 years ago. And I met a very, very young, beautiful woman. She was 10 years younger than me. And if you're from the DMV, if your feet are plugged into the streets, you remember Marvin's. Marvin's shut down right after COVID. And I met this girl, and the way it played out, if I remember correctly, this was a Thursday, because up in Marvin's, 7 nights a week, even though the Marvin's Mondays were popping, you can go in there 7 nights a week. It wasn't a pretentious spot. It was just people having a good time, and anything could happen up in there, man. I used to call Marvin's Sodom and Gomorrah. That's how many crazy experiences I had up in there. It was a free-for-all. It was just a good time, with good people, So, in fitting with the story, this had to be a Thursday from the way that I remember it. And I ran into this guy that I played against in college. I'm a former Division I basketball player. I don't talk much about it. And this guy was in my conference. He played at a school that was in my conference, and we were in the same class. So we had been playing against each other for 4 years. And I hadn't seen him in a while. I was 33, and so was he. And we hadn't seen each other since college. And we never really said anything to each other. We just kind of knew of each other because we were in the same conference. We playing 2-3 times a year. And I rode up on him. I saw him by the exit, like, yeah, what's up, man? What's up, A? And he was like, yeah, I got my little sister out with me. She's celebrating her 23rd birthday, and I'm just, making sure she has a good time. And, you got to protect her vibe and this and that. And so big bro took little sis out to Marvin's. And, I'm like, all right, that's what's up, man. Y'all be cool. Y'all be safe, man. Good seeing you. But little sis had a friend. Some of her young friends, her young 23-year-old friends came out with her that night. And I stepped away from him. And I was by the stairs to go down the stairs to leave the establishment, and this girl could not take her eyes off me. And she was looking at me, and she kept looking away, and she was nervous, and I was just like, man, what's up with this girl, man? So that young lion in me, I stepped right over to her, introduced myself, and we had a little bit of small talk. And I mean, she had, I talk about that red beam of lust, man. She was just she was just vibrating with lust, man. Like her attraction to me, her desire, her youth, everything was just radiating from this woman. And I got her number, and, everything was cool. And I just looked at it as another experience, because that's just what comes with optimizing yourself. And I'll talk more about that in the video. And as I was walking away, she just said to me, she says, make sure you call me. Make sure you call me tomorrow. Like, the girl literally begged me to call her. And she was just so young and so gorgeous. This pretty little tight body, baby face, caramel, just angel, just walking fantasy. Like, I mean, she was a good looking chick, man. And so I obliged. I said, I'm gonna call you. Left no hesitation, no reservation. I said, I'm gonna call you. And I dipped out the spot. And so I ended up maybe calling her the next day, and it had to be Friday from what I can remember. And she was telling me that she was just hinting that she wanted to come to where I lived. I was in Alexandria, Virginia. She was in Laurel, Maryland. So we had about a good 35, 40 minutes in between us. And she was insisting that she just come straight to me. And I didn't quite pick up on it. And so I was just like, no, 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 don't worry about it. I don't want you driving that far. I'll come to where you are. So I found some restaurant out in Laurel, and we ended up meeting up there, and the sparks were flying. You know, we sat down, we were sitting across from each other, and her whole energy and vibe, and even the words that she said, she was just saying, like, this is unnecessary. Like, I was trying to come to you. I was like, well, while we're here, let's just have something to eat, let's get some drinks, let's chill. And we did that. And the conversation was good, the vibe was right. And then everything kicked in within me in terms of what she was trying to say. I was like, yeah, let's go back to my place, because she was young, she didn't have her own place. And so it was kind of rainy, and she followed me from Laurel, Maryland, all the way back to Alexandria. And, you know, I got her parked and everything. We went up in my spot, and, you know, we did what we did. And we woke up the next morning, and, you know, we're just kind of looking at each other, and it was just a very, you know, eye-opening moment. You know, we had a moment, and I kind of looked at her, and she looked at me, and, you know, because I had to get her back to her car and stuff. And we're just like, yeah, we want to get to know each other. Like, I'm like, I want to get to know you. She's like, I want to get to know you as well. So there was a little bit of intrigue intertwined with the lust. And I say that to say, you know, I took an unnecessary step. Like, she was young and gorgeous, 10 years younger than me, and she was lusting for me, desiring me as soon as she met me, and she was trying to cut out the unnecessary steps. And I introduced an unnecessary step with this young, beautiful woman. And the operative word is unnecessary. I didn't have to do that. And she didn't want to do that, but she just went along with it because it's something that I introduced. And we're looking at each other the next morning, and it's a consensus, like, we are like, this is something different. Let's get to know each other. And you know, things went pretty good between us, and, you know, it didn't quite materialize into, you know, what I hoped. But you know, I'm thankful for the experience that I had with her, and everything was good. And she didn't, I guess she looked at me, and I looked so young, you know, at 33, that she didn't even realize, like, what my age was. I think she asked me when we woke up how old I was, and she couldn't believe it. And so, you know, we had a good experience as long as it lasted. You know, I wanted more, and she had a few reservations, and whatever. It didn't go where it's supposed to go, or it went where it was supposed to go. So let me introduce the next girl. You know, at this time, I just turned 34, like days after my 34th birthday. And I did things right this time. I went on Bumble, and I was just like, man, I want to meet some younger women. And so I put my age range, I dropped it down to maybe like 21 and 22 or something like that. And I immediately matched with this 23-year-old girl. And I'm talking about, this chick was gorgeous, man. One of the most beautiful women I've ever dealt with. And we matched, and we, you know, went back and forth on the messages, and she was just more or less like, I'm going to be at a party in DC tonight, and yeah, just come and pick me up. So I hopped in the car, went and got her, and when I pulled up, a lot of things happened in a very short amount of time before she got in my car. Her friends, because she told her friends that I was going to come and get her. I was up in that black S550 Benz. It was fresh. Young boy was living good, man. You know, life was really good back then. It's good now, but I'm just recollecting my younger years. And her friends looked at her, and they, you know, inadvertently in their own way were clapping like, oh man, you won. They were telling her, oh, you won. And so I got out to open her door, and then the friends like saw how tall I was, and I mean, her friends were like geeking, you know, they were like, what in the hell? And then I'm like, what in the hell? Because this girl looked really good on the dating app. But when I saw her in person, I was like, God damn, like, she's way more pretty than what I thought she was. And she was tall. If you've been watching my videos, I love them tall red bones. So this chick was a 5'8" red bone, flawless, 23 years old. I'm 34. And I'm just like, damn, what the hell did I just get myself into, man? It was a real good time, man. So I got her in the car. She actually lived in DuPont. So I took her from the party, took her parked right close to her place in DuPont, right off of P Street. And, we were just kind of sitting there, my style. I poured up a drink, we chilling. And she just couldn't contain herself. And she was just looking at me, and she just completely just opened up. Like, it's a look when a woman wants to have sex with you. Like, everything about her just opens up. There's a gaze, there's a stare, and there's an energy. So I said, I know what I need to do. I said, let me pull across the street real quick where it's not very lit. And we hopped in the back seat, and we did what we did. Just like that, 40 minutes after meeting each other. So I didn't take any unnecessary steps. I just showed up as myself and noticed that these young, beautiful women that some of you guys that think are off limits, they're completely within your realm once you've done the work. Once you've done the work, they're completely within your realm. You have to understand that even though you might be getting a little bit older, you're reaching your mid-30s, late 20s, things like that, these young girls who are 6 years younger than you, 10 years younger than you, 14, 15, 16 years younger than you, these are the fruits that are the virtue of the man that you've become. When you take the time to improve yourself, to become that sexually attractive man, you're improving yourself in such a way that you're clicking on all cylinders. Your improvement does not manifest itself singularly in any area of your life. It's in multiplicity. Your improvement bleeds into every area of your life. And so young, beautiful women are the fruits of your improvement, and you need to eat the fruits. You need to eat the fruits. There's nothing like that young, beautiful woman who's a representation of the most appealing, the most ripe, and the most beautiful fruit that you can possibly consume. That's what you have access to, and that is the byproduct and the reward for the work that you've done on yourself. There's nothing like a young, beautiful woman. Nothing like it. Her body's the tightest it's ever going to be. Her ambition is high. She hasn't had to suffer too much. Her baggage isn't there. She's just full of ambition, and she's looking to pair herself with a guy that has discernible, attractive qualities. And I want to talk about discernible, attractive qualities. Number one, as you're getting older as a man, you want to take care of yourself. You really want to take care of yourself. Pay attention to everything that you eat, exercise on a regular basis. Let nothing come in between you becoming your optimal self. Improve yourself professionally. You're going to radiate a certain energy that's going to attract the young, beautiful woman. And she's going to offer herself to you. And that's why I say, do not put unnecessary barriers in between you and this beautiful woman. She has identified you as her optimal man. All of you men, I don't care if you're in your late 30s, late 20s, whatever the case may be, if you're truly clicking on all cylinders, young women are in your space offering themselves to you for the right reasons, meaning that they don't want a sugar daddy arrangement because you're not that old. They don't want you to do things for them. When a young woman locks her eyes on you and she identifies you as the optimal, attractive, sexually attractive man that she wants to be with, that she wants to offer herself to, there's nothing that can come in between that except for you not having a perception of you have a seat at the table that you've created. When you've done the work, you've created the table. So you have to eat the fruit. Understand that you deserve the fruit, and that's how you eat it with no reservation. So these discernible, attractive qualities are very important. And you have to take a look at yourself and assess yourself as a man as you're improving. You're going to have to catch up with the improvements that you're making. You're going to have to inhale yourself, and you're going to understand and identify the discernible, attractive qualities that you're developing as you're improving. A young woman only needs about 2 discernible, attractive qualities before she's offering herself to you and she's sold on you. She's sold on you. I can remember the second story I was talking about, the young girl who I picked up from the party, and we went back to where she lived, and the attraction was just too strong. We had to go get it in right there, literally 40 minutes after we met, and we both knew that the night wasn't over, so we went up in her building. She had her own spot. She was in grad school at a very predominant university out here in DC. She was in the media, um, doing politics and media discussions and stuff like that. Like, she was a very driven, attractive woman. And she was just, the world was her oyster, man. She had every possible thing that a woman can have going for her, going for her. And so we stepped back up to her place, and I got up to her floor. We got to her door. And, them young girls, they be living kind of crazy sometimes. So I waited outside for about 10 minutes after she got her spot together. And I stepped inside, and, things commenced again. And I just remember waking up the next morning, and then the sun is just coming through, the windows of her nice studio apartment. And I'm, about to put my clothes back on and stuff. And she just looked at me and she says, "You're so youthful." This girl, 11 years younger than me, she's like, "You're so youthful." And that's what I want to get across to you men tonight, man. If you preserve yourself the right way, if you take inventory of every way that you can improve yourself, especially with your physicality, your diet, your working out, once you take inventory of those things and you lock in, you're going to turn the clock back. You're going to turn the clock back. And you're going to have extremely youthful qualities. And these youthful qualities are qualities that are combined with the other discernible qualities that you have that are going to appeal to the most young and beautiful women. And sometimes as you're improving, you don't take full inventory of the magnitude of your improvement and the impact that you're having in terms of desirability to these young, beautiful women. But you have to take a step back and inhale yourself sometimes. Pay attention to how they're responding to you. Pay attention to the things that they're saying about you. And that lets you know that you have the discernible, attractive qualities to stay in the space of young, beautiful women, because they want to be there. They want to be in your space. So eat of the fruits. Just eat of the fruits. And that second girl, I spent 7 months of my life with her. I identified her as someone that I really wanted to be with. And what really facilitated that was I had sovereignty over my life. All you young guys out there listening, you may have a job, you may have an education, degrees and things like that, but you want to put yourself in position to at least explore entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship gives you sovereignty over your life. That's how every time I meet a young woman, like, we can be together for days on end and time is suspended and we can connect, because I have complete sovereignty over my life, meaning I'm not going to the man for a paycheck. I've slayed my own kill, and every day I can wake up and eat the kill that I've slayed. That's entrepreneurship right there. It's total freedom, and that is a discernible quality that has mass appeal to a large spectrum of women. There's not many men who are brave enough to take inventory of their gifts and talents and go out and create a business and create something to offer the world based on the gifts and offerings that they've been given to deliver to the world. That's when you have sovereignty, when you answer to no one. You wake up every day, you move about your day however you want to move it, and you have enough financial resources that you can live comfortably. That is complete sovereignty right there. Shout out to Ron Wills. Shout out to the OG Ron Wills for talking about sovereignty. And that's very appealing to the young woman because she's looking for a safe space to land. Yeah, you're her ideal man when she's extremely sexually attracted to you. You have youthful, discernible qualities about you. And you also have sovereignty, meaning that she can exist in your space with no interferences. When you all can be together for days on end. When you can take care of her once she's shown that she's there for the right reasons and she's giving you the experience that you want to have with her. None of the young women I've ever had in my life had to worry about a thing, man. They were completely taken care of. But what motivated me and inspired me to do that, they didn't require me to do it. I was motivated and inspired to do that because they gave me the exact experience that I wanted. And I was able to do that because I had sovereignty. I took the risk. I gambled on myself. I used my gifts and talents and I put them out in the universe, and the universe rewarded me handsomely. And I had resources. We can go anywhere we wanted to go. Middle of the day, everyone's at work. I'm coming back from the gym. I'm going to play ball, whatever I'm doing. Shower up, do whatever I need to do. She's there studying whatever she's doing. And we say, hey, let's just go to a 5-star restaurant. Like, the adventures are endless with these young women because a lot of them are just in available spaces. They might be in school. They might be getting themselves together for their next job. Like, you're going to have pockets of space with these young women where when you have sovereignty, you're fully available to just explore them. And they love the environment of a man who has his stuff together. They love the environment of that man who can provide everything that they need, even if there's gaps in their life because they're young. But you step in a little bit older, but you can fill in every gap. And you have youthful, discernible qualities that she's extremely sexually attracted to you. That is the best experience that you can possibly have as a man. I promise you that. So don't introduce unnecessary wrinkles and hurdles with these younger women. If she identifies you and she can inhale everything that you exude based on the work that you've done on yourself, then take her as she is. Don't introduce the steps. Don't introduce the hurdles. Don't introduce any of that. Just fully enjoy her because she's there to enjoy you. There's no unnecessary hurdles needed. She might be looked at as the most desirable woman on the planet, and that's a real thing. She's as beautiful as she's probably ever going to be. Her body as tight as it's going to be. Like I said before, she's youthful, she's ambitious, she has different things going for her. Her eyes are wide open, she's exploring the world. And it's a beautiful thing when a young, beautiful woman's idea of being with her is her idea. Everything's her idea, and you're going with it because you want the same thing that she wants. That is a beautiful connection right there. And you enjoy it as long as it lasts, just like any other fruit that you're going to eat. You eat it until it's no longer satiating. But one of these women, I promise you, if you understand that you belong and she desires you for the right reasons, yeah, one of these women is going to captivate you and take your heart, man, in the most positive way. So I just wanted to talk tonight about you don't have to introduce any unnecessary steps when you're dealing with young, beautiful women. Because if you comprise yourself in the right way, you do the work, you dedicate yourself to the work, you get to eat of the best fruit of the land. That's the youngest, most gorgeous, beautiful women that are out there. So think it not strange when they offer themselves to you, because they're in full recognition of the magnitude of man that you've become. Inhale yourself. Take a step back and pause and understand that you're improving. Everything in that life is offering to you is improving. And that young, beautiful woman, yeah, she's the best fruit because you're bringing the best version of yourself to life every day. Don't be afraid to eat that fruit. And don't add unnecessary steps and hurdles when she offers herself to you. Eat of the land. You've done the improvement. Eat of the land. This has been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach, bringing you a video where I'm just talking about not introducing unnecessary steps when you're dealing with young, beautiful women. They're not necessary. Just eat the fruit. It's been brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available on my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to help me to get pushed up the algorithm. When you comment, I'll engage with you, and let's take this ride together, man. We have a nice little community now, man. Let's continue to take this ride together. If your thought processes have been elevated as a result of listening to this message that I've given you on this video, don't forget to drop something in my donation information, my PayPal or my Cash App that's in my video description. Drop something that's a representation of my impact in your life. If you're in need of coaching, if someone like me, Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach, can take you to the precipice of your desired outcomes in the dating game, make sure you email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. Leave your name, your phone number, and whatever issue that you're facing in the dating space. Understand my voice has resonated with you. I'll do an assessment of whatever your issues are, and I will get right back to you with the terms of the coaching, and we'll begin the coaching immediately. I can fill in any gap that you have in the dating space, and I can help you to get the optimal outcomes. It's just one coaching session away. I've enjoyed spending some time with you tonight, and let's hang in it together. I'm enjoying this ride. And please don't forget, once you improve yourself, you have a seat at the table. You deserve to eat every piece of young, gorgeous, ripe fruit that comes your way. It's right there for the taking. No unnecessary hurdles. Just eat the fruit based on the magnitude of the man that you become. I'll see you soon.